The unit of force in SI units is Newton. The unit of work or energy in SI units in joule. The unit of power in SI units in watt. Forces are called as concurrent when their lines of action meet in a one point. Forces are called coplanar when all of them acting on a body lie on one plane. A force acting on a body may dash all of the above. Which is the correct statement about law of polygon of forces? If any number of forces acting at a point can be represented in direction and magnitude by the sides of polygon takes in order, then the forces are equilibrium. Effect of force on the body depends upon all of the above. If the number of forces are acting simultaneously on particles, it is possible to replace them by single force. If the resultant of two forces P acting in Q angle theta makes an angle alpha with P, tan alpha equal Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. A force is completely defined when we specify all of the above. If two equal forces of magnitude P act an angle, the resultant will be 2P cos theta by 2. The algebraic sum of the resolved parts of number of forces is given by direction is equal to the resolved part of them resultant in the same direction is the principle of dissolution of forces. The resolved part of the resultant of two forces inclined at an angle theta is given direction is equal to the algebraic sum of the resolved parts of the forces in the given directions. Which of the following do not have identical dimensions, moment of force and angular momentum? Which of the following is not unity of a distance, milestone? Which of the following is not the unit of power, kilocalorie per kg of seconds? Which of the following is not the unit of work, energy and heat, HP? Which of the following is not the unit of pressure, Newton? The weight of the body is due to gravitational force of attraction towards the center of the earth. The force which meet at one point but of action do not lie on the plane are called non-coupling concurrent forces. When trying to turn a key into lock, following applied. Couple. Which of the following is not a scalar quantity, acceleration? According to principle of transmissibility of forces, the sum at every point it's a line of action. Which of the following is a vector quantity, momentum? The magnitude two forces which when acting at a right angle produce the resultant force of root 10 kg. A number of forces acting at a point will be equilibrium if sum of resolved parts in a two perpendicular directions are both 0. Two non-collinear parallel equal forces acting in a opposite direction constitute a couple. According to principal moments, if the system coplanar forces are equilibrium, then the algebraic sum of the moments about any quantity plane is 0. Which of the following is not vector quantity? This is the weight. According to law of triangular force, if three forces are acting upon a particles are represented in magnitude and directions with the sides of triangle taken in order, they will be equilibrium. A known force R is to replaced by two forces P and Q parallel to the distance P A and B from R. F force P will equal to RB by A plus B. If a rigid body in equilibrium under the action of three forces, then dash B and C. If two forces each equal P magnitude act at right angle, their effect may be neutralized by a third force acting along their bisectors in opposite direction whose magnitude is equal to root 2P. The resultant of two forces P and Q inclined angle theta will be inclined at following angle with respect to tan inverse of Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. D'Alembert's principle used to reducing the problem of kinetic to equivalent static problems. A heavy ladder resting on the floor and against vertical wall may not be equilibrium if the floor and wall both are smooth surfaces. According to Lami's theory, if three forces acting at a point in equilibrium, each force is proportional to the sine angle between the other two. Two coplanar couples having equal and opposite moments cannot balance each other. A framed structure is perfect if it is constrained members equal to 2n minus 3. At what to height of the base of pillar must the end of rope is given length fixed so that man standing and the ground and pulling at the other end with given force may have greatest tendency to make the pillar overturn L by root 2. The product of either force of couple with the arm the couple is called as moment of couple. Determining stresses in frames by method of sections. The frame is divided into two parts by imaginary section drawn in such a way not cut more than three members with unknown forces of the frame. The center of gravity of a uniform lamina lies at dash. At the midpoint of axis. The center of gravity of a solid core lies on the axis at the height 1/4 of total height above base. Center of precision is the point of application of the resultant of all the forces tending to cause the body rotate about the center of axis. Center of gravity of thin hollow cone lies on the axis of height 1/3 of the total height of the base. The unit of moment is inertia or meter for 4. The center of precision of the homogeneous rod of length L suspended at the top will length 2L by 3. The center of gravity triangle lies at a point concurrence of the medians. The units of moment of inertia of mass are kg meter square. The possible loading in various members of frame structure of dash or compression or tension. A heavy sterling stitched at two ends of same horizontal level, and when central dip is very small, approaches following curve is the parabola. A rope wrapped twice around the roll or rough pole with a coefficient of friction subjected to force F1 one end, a gradually increasing force F2 applied at the other end till the rope just starts slipping at the instant of ratio F2 to F1 E4 mu W. Mi of thin circular ring radius or mass m about axis perpendicular to plane ring is mr square. Pick up the incorrect statement from the following. Either the center of gravity of semicircle is at the distance of r by 2 from the center. The center of resistance of a solid cylinder, the radius r resisting a horizontal plane will be 3r by 2. Moment of inertia of circular area about the axis perpendicular to the area of pi r power 4 by 2. The moment of inertia of a thin ring, external diameter d, internal diameter d, about an axis perpendicular to the plane of the ring, pi by 64, d power of 4 minus d power of 4. In the equation of virtual work following, the force is negated all of the above. If a suspended body is struck at the center of precision, then the precision of the axis passing through the point of suspension will be 0. Moment of inertia of a solid sphere is the 2 by 5 mr square. Moment of inertia elliptical area having major and minor diameters x and by major axis is pi x by cube. Mi thin spherical shell is the 2 by 3 mr square. Angular friction is the angular between a reaction and the resultant of normal reaction and the laminar friction. The coefficient of friction depends upon the nature of the surfaces. A least force required draw body, the inclined plane W, since frictional force applied in the direction at an angle equal to the angular friction to the inclined plane. The ratio of limiting friction and the normal reaction is known as coefficient of friction. Which of the following statement is not correct? The sign of the angle response equal to the coefficient of friction. On ladders resting on a smooth ground of a leaning against vertical wall, the force friction will be dashed upward at the upper end. On the ladder resting on the ground leaning against a smooth vertical wall, the force of friction will be 0 at the upper end. The velocity of a body reaching in the ground from the height of h is given by v is equal to root of 2gh. Frictional force encountered after encountering motion is called a dynamic friction. Coefficient of friction is the dash. A ratio of the limiting friction and the normal reaction. Pick up wrong statement about the friction force drive surfaces. Friction force is proportional to the velocity of sliding. A body weight inclined plane of being pulled horizontal force P will be on the point of the motion of the plane when P is equal to W tan of alpha plus phi. A particle moves along a straight line such that distance is transferred in a t section t square of t minus 4. The acceleration of the particles will be given by the equation 60 minus 8. If rain is falling in the opposite direction of the movement of pediatrician, he is to hold his umbrella less inclined when standing. Cartesian equation of a trajectory is y is equal to x tan alpha minus gx square by 2 square cos square alpha. Total time of flight projectile on a horizontal plane is equal to u velocity of rotation angle of rotation t is equal to u sin alpha by z. The escape velocity from the surface of the earth is approximately equal to 11.2 km per second. For maximum range of projectile, the angle of projection should be 45 degrees. A projectile is fired at an angle theta. The vertical is horizontal range will be maximum when theta is 45 degrees. If the velocity of projection is u meter per second and the angle of projection is alpha of d, the maximum height of the projectile on a horizontal plane u square sin square alpha by 2z. A limiting force of friction is the friction force acting when the body is just about to move. Colombo friction is the friction between the bodies having the relative motion. Dynamic friction as compared to static friction is the less. The tangent of an angle of friction is equal to coefficient of friction. The kinetic friction is the friction force acting when the body in the motion. Effort required to apply parallel plane is the move to body of weight W upon rugged inclined planes. The coefficient of inclination alpha is horizontally the W sin alpha plus mu cos alpha. The effort required to lift a load W or screw jack with helix angle alpha and angle of friction is pi is equal to W tan of alpha plus pi. A semicircular disc rests on a horizontal surface with its top flat surface, horizontal and circular portion touching down. The coefficient of friction between semicircular disc and horizontal surface mu is the pulled by horizontal force edge of the remain horizontal. When the disc is about starting moving, its horizontal force is the slant down towards direction of pull. A particle inside hollow sphere radius r having coefficient of friction 1 by root 3 can rest up to height 0.134 r. The algebraic sum of momentum of forces forming couple about an at point their plane equal to the moment of the couple. The angle and the single force and couple acting in the same plane upon a rigid body cannot balance in each other. If three forces resisting on a plane upon a rigid body keep it in equilibrium, then they must have all of the correct. The maximum frictional force for which comes into play when a body just begins to slide over another. The phase is called a limiting friction. The coefficient of friction depends upon nature of surfaces. According to parallel axis theorem, for a plane area, the moment of inertia about the axis x and y separately, distance r iy equal ix plus ar square. The necessary condition for forces be in equilibrium is that case should be dash both a and b and d equal. If the three forces acting in different planes can be represented by triangular, this will be in non-equilibrium. Number of members J is equal to number of joints for perfect frame n is equal to 2j minus 3. Y is square is equal to 9 by 16 x square minus 36 is the equation of the hyperbola. Which of the following locus of point that the moves in a such manner that the distance from the fixed point is equal to the distance from the fixed line multiplied by constant greater than 1 is the hyperbola. Which of the following is not the unity energy watts? Density of metal can't be determined. The center of gravity hollow hemisphere lies in the central radius at distance 3r by 8 from the plane base. The center of gravity of a trapezium of the base height h upper side of the lies following distance from the base h by 3 2a plus b by a plus b. The center of gravity of an isosceles triangle with base b other side b lies of the following distance from the base root of 4a square minus b square by 6. According to the theorem of perpendicular axis, if x y lamina about axis is perpendicular to the y is equal to ix plus iy. The center of gravity of plane lamina will not be at its geometrical center in the case of right angle triangle. Moment of inertia of a rectangular base headed about x-axis is given bd cube by 4. The center of gravity right circular solid cone height h lies the following distance from the base is h by 4. Moment of inertia of a circular area whose diameter d about an axis perpendicular to area passing through its center is given by pi d power of 4 by 32. Moment of inertia of a hollow circular cross section about horizontal axis pi by 64 d power of 4 minus d power of 4. The moment of inertia of hollow circular section about central axis perpendicular to section compared to its moment of inertia about horizontal axis is double. Moment of inertia of a right circular cylinder, the radius mass about x is given by mr square. Moment of inertia of a triangular base height h about the given by the h cube by 12. Moment of inertia of a triangular section of a base A height h about an axis passing through its center of gravity parallel to base AH cube by 36. Which of the following is the example of a lever of first order is all of the above. A pair of Smith-Strongs is the example of the lever is their second order. If the lever of third order load W efforts P work obtained follows W between P and F. A angle which inclined plane makes with the horizontal when a body placed in the about to move down is known as angle of repose. In actual mechanical advantage is less than velocity ratio. In an ideal mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio. The velocity ratio in case of an inclined plane, inclined angle theta horizontal and weight being pulled up the inclined plane by vertical efforts is the sin theta. When P is the effort and W is the load and the linear motion is given by the relation is called P is equal to mW plus C. The equation of catenary of Cartesian form is the y is equal to C of cos h x by C. A cable with uniformly distributed load per horizontal meter run will take the following shape parabola. If V be the vertical load, the support and H horizontal tension, when the maximum tension in the string is equal to root of V square by H square. Tension in the string is maximum at midway. Where two elastic bodies collide with each other, the phenomenon of collision takes because of two bodies is all of the above. The above equilibrium under condition vertical horizontal supports are supported by string SG. Absolutely resultant forces RH RV will be equivalent to magnitude RH RV S will be dash. ఈ విధంగా ఉంటే this can't be determined definitely. Greater than OB ఇది ఇట్లుంటే. The minimum coefficient of friction between the sphere and inclined plane of theta that the sphere may roll without slipping is 1/7 tan theta. This is the greater than W. A circular roller of weight hanging rod resisting against smooth vertical wall shown in the figure. The tension in the tie rod will be dash greater than W. A force induced member AB load W figure in the given way W secant theta. A force induced in the string BC due to load about to W tan theta. The force induced string BC due to load W given by W cosec theta. A force induced in a member AB due to W above W cot theta. Two identical rollers equal weight are supported as shown in the figure. The maximum reaction will occur at point C. This is the equal. A chord ABC attached 2 points A and C to vertical walls. A pulley B infinitely small radius carries load W free of roll without friction along the chord. Tension in AB compared to BC will be equal compared to theta. This is the equal. Horizontal force effect hinge C bar system shown in the force induced in the bar CD. CD is the 0. The above figure force induced in AB is the F by root 2 tensile. Above figure force induced member BD will be dash root 2 F compressive. A hinged ABCD diagonal is subjected to a contour shown in the figure. Member AB BC CD F by root 2 tension. Above figure force induced in the member BD will be dash F compression. This one is the normal to the surface of the point. Even the lever supported a hinge C supported in the port forces P and Q shown in the figure. The reaction will be C will be dash. Pass through C and point intersection the forces P and Q. The prismatic bar AB weight length hinged A supported B shown in the bigger figure. Reaction at B will be WS by cos alpha. A ladder resisting against a wall will never slip irrespective of where man standing on its ladder axial angle not greater than friction angle with vertical. A locomotive weight pulley will just equal to friction point contact B vertical reaction RA RB respectively will be W by 2 minus PV by 2A and W by 2 plus PV by 2A. A weight W is supported two cables of shown in the figure. For a value of tension cable making an angle will be dash 30 degrees. Supported shown in the figure. Ladder weight more than W kg. A ladder weight W supported shown in the figure below reaches at A and B will be equal to W, 0. The total friction that can be developed independent of the magnitude of the area of contact. For low velocity of sliding, the total friction that can be developed is practically independent of the velocity. A rectangular block of width W height resisting a horizontal flow, it is avoided from turning when a horizontal pulley acts in a height of the block. This will be possible. W by 2h greater than mu. A man by slide a heavy block over a concrete floor by rope. At what angle rope should be inclined with the horizontal so that man has exert minimum force, it will pull. Alpha is equal to pi. A rectangular ball ఈ విధంగా ఉంటే tan theta by 2 is equal to mu. A circular rolls down inclined plane of the theta force F, then total net force on the disc parallel plane is equal to W sin theta minus 5. 630 degrees W by 2. Tan inverse of a least force that starts body along a plane action angle with the plane is equal to the angle of friction. Less than V meter per second. A weight W1 smooth table connected by light cord passing over a smooth pulley. Another weight W2 move vertically shown in the figure. The tension in the cord will be dash W1 W2 by W1 plus W2. A wedge with the inclined angle theta is bit log if the angle of friction between the wedge and log maximum value of wedge will remain embedded log is equal to 2 alpha. The given figure following AB resisting against smooth surfaces area A and B, the reaction will be inclined in a line joining point B and the point where force are. And a body in transmitting torque T at angular speed of radians per second, the transmitter will be Tt by 75. A conical pendulum consisting of weight suspended from or cord made a rotate horizontal circle about a vertical with constant velocity per second. Tension cord is equal to W by Z into I omega square. A body transmitting torque T and n rpm, the transmitter will be 2 pi nt by 75. Figure this is the theta. Which of the following is the unit of energy? All of this above. The tension in the cable supporting lift or more than lift is the moving upward with acceleration. The tension in the cable supporting the lift moving upwards twice the tension when the moving downwards. Acceleration if the lift is equal to nothing is there. Okay, thank you.